Vols Society live on this Wednesday night. My name is David Morrison. I am the Vols Society analyst right here on the Vols Society Network. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Vols Society. Welcome in to all of our viewers on Facebook. And for our Facebook users, we got a cool announcement that we're going to make in just a second. Hello to our viewers on YouTube watching us. Don't forget to like and subscribe, like the video and subscribe to the channel. As far as coming up this week, it is March Madness. March Madness season is here. As a matter of fact, our Brad in the chat room says Madness is here in the comments, and you can also leave a comment along tonight. So here's what we're going to do as far as March Madness goes. You may have saw on Facebook, we are doing a March Madness pool contest kind of deal through the ESPN Tournament Challenge, and we've had, I think, over 18 people have signed up. So here's what we want you to do. Go to our Facebook page and sign up for the Tournament Challenge, and we are giving away, this is kind of our first giveaway on Vols Society. We're giving away the official SEC championship hat that the players was wearing on Saturday. So if you go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Vols Society, and you fill out a bracket, and don't forget also we are under the group Vols Society in the March Madness bracket pool. You fill out a bracket and join our group. You are automatically entered to win an official SEC championship hat. You see it, the ticker on the bottom, and we'll keep that rolling throughout the whole show because we want you to do it. Like I said, March Madness, as far as the brackets go, get underway right before the first game tips off. I believe around 12:10. So you got a little time to go in there and fill out a bracket. Join the Vols Society March Madness Tournament Challenge, and like I said, have a chance to win a hat. And it's a very nice hat, like a $35 hat they sell on Fanatics. So have a chance to win it for free. And of course, this is also just a thank you to our Vols Society followers on Facebook who help us to eclipse over 5,000 followers. So just giving back to y'all because you've given so much to us. And like I said, you've been part of this Wednesday night show you tune in for. All right, so tonight we're going to talk about not only the game tomorrow, Tennessee taking on Longwood, 2:45 tip-off scheduled on CBS, so the entire nation will get to see it, or a good chunk of the nation, I should say. We'll talk about that. Lady Vols getting ready for their March Madness game coming up on Saturday, a 3 o'clock tip-off on ABC against Buffalo. The Lady Vols are a number 4 seed. We're trying to find out who they were playing before we went off the air. Didn't get to it until, like I said, it's kind of too late. But the Lady Vols are a number 4 seed going to take on 13 seed Buffalo Bulls, and the winner of that matchup takes on either Oregon or Belmont. And all those games are in Knoxville, and there's plenty of tickets still to go. So enter March Madness first round in Knoxville this weekend if you have nothing to do. And I think the tickets are relatively a decent price as far as what I've read. So pretty cool there. Yeah, Brad says it's the official locker room at my grandparents. So yeah, we'll talk about that. Also, Tennessee baseball team getting ready to start SEC play this weekend as they are on the road. Oh no, I'm sorry, they're at home against South Carolina for a 3-game weekend series. So we'll kind of talk about that a little bit. And then we'll talk some spring football, kind of break down the spring roster a little bit because spring practice gets underway next week. Unfortunately, as we mentioned the last couple of shows, there's going to be no orange and white game this year due to the construction at Neyland Stadium. But we'll still kind of break down the roster. Plus, we will talk about Nico at the end of the show. Did Tennessee land arguably its biggest recruit, maybe in program history? We'll talk about that towards the end of the show. Let's go ahead and dive into the top, probably the most important thing everybody's talking about right now as far as Tennessee athletics, and that is the Tennessee basketball team, your 2022 SEC tournament champions, getting ready to take on Longwood. I mentioned a 2:45 schedule tip-off on CBS I can't remember the name of the arena. They changed it where the Indiana Pacers played game something like that. Anyway, right, so move your mic around. That sounds a little, that sounds a little bit better. Anyway, yeah, so they're going to play in Indianapolis tomorrow against Longwood. Longwood, doing a little research on them. That really quick. They're led by a sophomore guard named Justin Hill, who's averaging around 14 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 4 assists against them. He's pretty much their top player. They got a couple more guys that get double figures as far as points go. Isaiah Wilkins averaging 12 points a game, and then Sean Wade averaging 11 points a game, a couple rebounds. So, like I said, they got some scores. They got some scores on this team. Like I said, I think right now it's probably just going to be a mismatch in this first round game. I think Tennessee has the confidence as far as coming off that win Sunday. I don't expect to see much challenge from Longwood. I mean, no disrespect to them. They're the Big South champions. This is their first time ever appearing in the NCAA tournament. Matter of fact, I think they've only been a university in like the last 20 years. So this is a really cool story to see their transition. I know I think they were at one time at a Division III school. They made the Division III Final Four like 30 years ago. So like I said, making that transition up to Division I and finally getting to the big dance and the town of Farmville, Virginia, which only has like 8,500 people there, and pretty much that entire town is focused on Longwood University. I'm sure this is the biggest event in their city's history. So a pretty cool moment just to see. Like I said, but Tennessee is just ready to go. Like I said, not much to really touch on. Like I said, Kennedy Chandler won the MVP at the SEC tournament. They're right now averaging 13 points a game. He's actually tied with Vescovy as far as points per game go. Besides Jordan James, he's playing lights out. 9 points a game, 5.5 rebounds right now. I mean, just outstanding what he has done in this last month. Like Sunday night, we've waited 3.5 years for him to finally play up to a 5-star caliber player, and it is really paying dividends. And I don't expect him to jump to the NBA, but he's going to be a big asset for us next year, and I can't wait to see that. Just this entire team in general. I expect to see Ken Chandler probably go to the NBA draft. But when you get Vescovy coming back, beside Jordan James, Zakai Stigler are going to run the point. And Conway will be coming back from his injury. Ploshit, I mean, this could be a plus. B.J. Edwards, another 5-star freshman, going to be inserted in that lineup. Like I said, let's take care of business now before we kind of preview next year. But I'm excited to see this team clicking right now. The chemistry is there. Rick Barnes has got this team ready to play, and nobody's talking about what happened back in January when we didn't even know if I would say we're not going to make this tournament, but we didn't know what the end result was going to be. And just exciting to see what's going to happen. Of course, in Tennessee, like I said, I expect them to be pretty big. They're an 18.5 point favorite going into this contest. And if we win, we will get either Colorado State or Michigan in round 2. So it should be a lot of fun to see. Real quickly, Lady Vols, as I mentioned, they're taking on Buffalo, 3 o'clock tip-off on ABC from Thompson Bowling Arena in Knoxville. It's going to be interesting to see how the Lady Vols now respond. we talked about how hot the men's team has been. It seems like the Lady Vols have kind of regressed somewhat, and we kind of saw it in the SEC tournament. Uh, it's just kind of a mystery in the air to see where this Lady Vols team is mentally going into this contest. I expect them to handle Buffalo very well. But what's going to happen in round two when they get to Oregon and Belmont? And then obviously you're going to face tougher competition. And the Lady Vols get a spark and make a pretty deep run in the NCAA tournament. Like the Tennessee Lady Vols playing once again the NCAA tournament, and they're the only Tennessee's the only school to play in all 40 NCAA women's basketball tournaments. No other school can say that, and that's a major accomplishment. Just between Pat Summitt, Holly Warlick, and now Kelly Hartford has continued the tradition of let's get the Lady Vols to the NCAA tournament. So, going to be interesting to see just can they get that spark? Who's going to step up? Like I said, not having Jordan Morrison has really been a major effect on us. Like I said, can they step up? Can Ray Burrow step up? Can Mary Key step up? Uh, maybe Sarah Puckett, can she step up for a game too? And they can maybe get that spark like the men has had. But we shall see how they will do. Tennessee baseball, 15 or 16-1 on the year. Beg your pardon, they got a win last night over Eastern Kentucky. Getting ready to start SEC play this weekend at home against South Carolina. South Carolina has kind of struggled this year in college baseball, but this team is just playing lights out. Great baseball. The bats are slinging. Pitching has been great. We mentioned Trey Lipscomb on the show. He's just been fantastic. I'm excited to see Christian Scott step up, and it just accelerates down with the rest of the team. Like it's kind of like the basketball team. They've got a buzz. They got a swagger to them. Cody Vitello has just done a marvelous job getting this team ready, and now here we are in SEC play. Uh, like I said, I think Tennessee's going to have a big weekend against South Carolina. Wouldn't shock me if they sweep the Gamecocks this weekend. And like I said, Tennessee has already played some tough competition, and we lost to Texas down in Houston, but we put up a fight with them of about 6 innings, and then the game got away from us. But then bounced back nicely over Baylor and Oklahoma, and then the Vols have been playing lesser competition, Tennessee Tech, Eastern Kentucky, swept Rhode Island over the weekend. And those are nice wins. I'm not trying to downplay it, but now here we are in the heart of, or the start, I should say, of SEC baseball this weekend, and now we're going to really see, and this team really take that next step up. It wouldn't shock me to see this team win not only the SEC the Eastern Division title for the second year in a row, but even win the SEC tournament. I think this is the best team in the SEC. I know Ole Miss is number one, and Ole Miss is a really good team, but right now I don't see any college baseball team any hotter than the Tennessee Vols baseball. All right, let's talk a little spring football. So we're 1 week away from spring practice getting underway. Second year of the Josh Heupel era, coming off the 7-5 season, although we say 8-4 because we should have won over Purdue. But it is what it is. Looking at this roster, I'm excited to see that transition up from year one to year two in Josh Heupel. We've had some players that have transferred or have left. Monte Taylor, Matthew Butler, Baylor Jones Jr. have all left and went to the NFL. We've also saw transfers, and Lauren Joseph has transferred. But Tennessee has just kind of been quietly hitting the transfer portal a little bit. They picked up quarterback Davey Schuler, the son of E. Schuler, which we met during football season. Also picked up others. Desmond Williams, a defensive back from the junior college ranks, is going to be a big key factor in the defensive backfield that really needs a lot of help. Uh, and then also Mincy from Florida on that offensive line. So Tennessee, like I say, quietly been working the transfer portal. Obviously, the transfer portal list is still kind of growing leaps and bounds, and you're probably going to see it jump even more after spring practices with these positions starting to get filled and these depth charts starting to get uh, figured out, and then you're going to see players jump again. And NIL is a big factor. But right now, here's who we got. As far as quarterbacks go, Hendon Hooker, QB1, number 5 on the jersey. Not much you can say about Hendon Hooker. He should be an all SEC quarterback preseason. I mean, obviously it's a deep league, with Bryce Young, the defending Heisman Trophy winner. You got Spencer Rattler coming from Oklahoma to South Carolina. But Hendon Hooker should be right there in the mix. Of course, that's a bit on Georgia. But like I said, Hendon Hooker, it all starts with Hendon Hooker. Just a fantastic season he had for us last year. And coming back for that fifth year of eligibility for him, second year with the Tennessee program. Just excited to see what else he has left. As far as the other quarterbacks go, Joe Milton is back as backup. I know Tennessee fans are probably not too thrilled about it, but you got to have some experience because after that you got maybe Schuler, who didn't play a lot in Appalachian State, and then Tavares Jackson, who's a freshman quarterback, probably going to be either redshirted. Well, I will say he will be redshirted this year, just kind of learning under the wing of Hendon Hooker and even Joe Milton too. That QB room is going to be big, and we talked about this on previous Vols Society shows. Last year Tennessee had 5 quarterbacks in the QB room. Between Harrison Bailey and Brian Maurer, and then Hendon Hooker came available from the transfer portal, and then we ended up getting Joe Milton, and then by the end of the year was pretty much down to Hendon Hooker and Joe Milton because we had players transferred. And it's important to have depth across all positions, especially at the quarterback position, the maestro of all football positions. That's where you win and lose games at. So, like I said, Tennessee right now has 4 quarterbacks that, as far as the depth chart goes, like I said, Hendon Hooker is obviously going to start day one. Running backs, Jabari Small and Jalen Wright coming back to Tennessee. Tajon Evans also transferred midway through the season. Now he's at Louisville. But Jabari Small and Jalen Wright, I'm excited to see that 1-2 punch combination. You still got still got Whitehead. Probably going. I don't know if we'll see what he can do in spring practice. I just don't know if he might get that rotation. Justin Williams is the guy I'm excited about. We mentioned him on the recruiting episode or signing day episode. Freshman running back, was going to go to West Virginia with this commitment from West Virginia now here in Tennessee. I think he's going to get a lot of touches. I mean, probably not going to start, but he's definitely going to see the field quite a bit. Probably somewhat similar to what we saw with Jalen Wright last year. We had Evans Small running the ball, and then Wright kind of came in with a few touches. And I expect to see the same thing. So I expect Small, Wright, and Williams to probably get a bulk of the touches coming up in the fall. Wide receivers, you got Cedric Tillman coming back, first team All SEC, top wide receiver. Probably going to flirt with an All American wide receiver honorees. But after that, it's kind of thin for the most part. Like I said, you lose Devontae Payton. Then you do have the tie ins of Jacob Warren and Richard Van, which I'm excited to see what they're going to use them for. I mean, it seems like Josh Heupel loves his tight ends. So, like I said, what they're going to transition here too. But then you're going to have a lot of freshmen. I know Caleb Webb is getting some praise as far as what he's done in high school. Oral Watt's another guy. But like I said, who's going to be kind of that second, third, fourth wide receiver after Jacob Tillman? I mean, Tillman is going to be targeted a lot, but he's also going to be double teamed a lot. So who's going to be that next option for Hendon Hooker in this offense? It's going to be quite interesting to see how that spring practice is going to do with wide receivers. And like the tight ends, I feel very confident. Offensive line, I mean, there's a ton of talent on here, and believe it or not, we talked about how's that offensive line, going into the 2021 season. How's that offensive line going to open up holes? Are they ready for this up-tempo offense? And believe it or not, they've overperformed at times and did a really good job. Still got some improvement as always, but they did a real good job. Darnell Wright, Jerome Carvin, Cooper Mays, Ollie Lane, Kingston Harris, Dane Davis, who felt like he got injured a lot last year, but he's coming back. You got Crawford, very underrated offensive lineman. I expect to see some big things from him. Jackson Lampley, and then we mentioned Lindsay before. I really love this offensive line, and like I said, we did see some brilliance last year with this offensive line, and now, like I said, year two in the Josh Heupel offense. Like Darnell Wright played a lot of games in Tennessee so far, and he's going to be the leader of this O line. Carvin got some experience. Cooper Mays, going to be at center. Like I said, can he make that step up? As far as giving the snaps over to Hendon Hooker, and then Ken and Ollie Lane step up. Kingston Harris, Dane Davis, Lampley, Crawford. Like I said, just open their holes up with these running backs and protect Hendon Hooker. Should be very interesting to see. Defensive line, you got defensive line. We got Thomas coming back. Amari Thomas played very well. Elijah Simmons, Donjay Terry, man, I can't say his name for some reason tonight. And then of course Byron Young coming back. Tyler Barron, who hit the transfer portal originally, but decided to come back to Tennessee. So that's another big pickup on this defensive line. And what can Rodney Garner do with this defensive line once again in year two? And of course, you got some freshmen coming in. Should be very fun to see. Linebackers, Jeremy Banks is back. Feels like he's been there 10 years, but he's back. And Aaron Beasley, I think they're going to be kind of your two main linebackers, kind of like we saw last year. Solomon Page, he's coming back for his super senior year. And then Juwan Mitchell, we had a lot of hype for Juwan Mitchell coming in last year. What can he do? First, he got injured, I should say. But what can Juwan Mitchell do since he's back in year two? We shall see. Brad said, "How about Jimmy Fallon has us in the Final Four?" Yeah, Jimmy. I was on the March Madness social media page. Jimmy Fallon picked Tennessee in the Final Four. Also, Brad put on the air that Jimmy Dykes and Marty Smith from ESPN also has winning the whole thing. We shall see what happens with these linebackers, especially with Juwan Mitchell. Can he live up to the hype here too? Defensive backs, Warren Burrell, going to lead the way. Like I said, no more Alontae Taylor. Kamal Hayden, transferred from Auburn a couple of years ago. Same thing with Brandon Carnage. They're back. A lot of hype for Rucker as far as getting some playing time. Desmond Williams, we mentioned, a junior college transfer. A big pickup for us. Like I said, these corners are a little thin. And then the safeties, Trevion Flowers, Jalen McCullough, obviously fulfilled the role of Theo Jackson. Danico Slaughter, I forgot Christian Charles. That's going to be a big thing. Brad says it's early, but how many wins will football be? Um, I'd say right now maybe 8-4. Kind of think the schedule off the top of my head. Um, I expect obviously Tennessee should win over Ball State. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge just being on the road, but I feel very confident they should get a win. Uh, the Florida game is huge. I expect Tennessee to get the win over Florida. Like I said, they can't just sandbag it, thinking they're going to roll in there and get a win. They're going to have to really grind it out and get it. But I expect them to get that win. Um, Akron should be definitely a win. So you should be going four. You should be 4-0 going into the LSU game down in Baton Rouge. The LSU game kind of up in the air. Brad's saying not. Okay. Uh, like I said, LSU's kind of up in the air because you really don't know what to expect with Brian Kelly down in Baton Rouge. Brad said mark it down. Okay. Uh, and then you get Alabama at home following LSU. I don't expect that to happen. You were right last year, Brad, as far as your record goes. Um, and to me, what's kind of the scary game to me, late in the season, I think is definitely a trap game. Is sometime in late November. As a matter of fact, I think it's November 19th. Tennessee's got to go to South Carolina right before we play Vanderbilt. That's correct. Sometime in late November, we got to go down to South Carolina. Obviously, we should know how the Gamecocks will look. Like I said, they're going to be the media darlings this year after Georgia in the SEC East. And like I said, that's fine if they don't talk about us. But what South Carolina did last year, having a good first year with Shane Beamer, and now you're bringing in Spencer Rattler, the former Oklahoma five-star quarterback, and all this. Like I said, they're going to put on the rose-colored glasses for South Carolina. Uh, we should know a lot about them. If South Carolina at this point is only like 5-4, then I feel pretty confident in that. Depending on our record, obviously. But if they're already bowl eligible, and I think Georgia should be East, but if they're already bowl eligible and possibly playing for like a Florida bowl game, maybe a little nervous on that. So we shall see how that game goes. I forgot to mention the special teams. Chase McGrath is coming back for his super senior year as far as our kicker goes. Paxton Brooks is still kind of up in the air. All right. Last but not least, we haven't really touched on recruiting too much besides National Signing Day, but the big recruit out there that Tennessee is trying to pick up is five-star quarterback Nico Iamaleava. Yeah, I had to slow down to say that because I can't say that really fast. Anyway, so Nico paid a visit to Tennessee when Tennessee played Arkansas in basketball a couple weeks ago. Had a three-day weekend visit, brought his family over. Had a really good visit, from what I've heard. A lot of pictures on his personal social media account and others going down. By the way, if you hear a train whistle, I apologize. There's a factory right just below my house that does like steel coal, so they have trains that come in at night. So I apologize if you hear this whistle going on. Crazy. It's getting to the plant. Anyway, so Nico, like I said, made the visit to Tennessee. They I said it's the madness train, baby. All right, yes, exactly. But anyways, yeah, Nico, like I said, made the visit. Went really well. Like I said, took a tour of Inland Stadium and the locker room and did the pictures and kind of what the recruits normally do. Went to the Tennessee softball game Friday night. A lot of people knew he was there. A lot of people took pictures with him, and Saturday went to the basketball game, and the student body knew he was there, and the crowd started chanting, "We want Nico! We want Nico!" And his mother, Nico's mother, was very moved by it, got emotional just from the love, And like I said, Nico's a very laid back kid. He definitely has that uh, Southern California laid back vibe to him. Uh, like I said, it just seems like a really cool kid from what the interviews I've said. He looks like a star. Uh, and of course, the rumor is that he's already signed an NIL deal. Could he be coming to Tennessee? That's kind of what's up in the air right now. Uh, but this is a huge opportunity for Tennessee, like I said, to land probably the biggest recruit in school history. Because you look at Tennessee when it comes to five-star quarterbacks in the past. Tennessee will throw a scholarship out at five-star quarterback, John Doe, and then John Doe will make his list out, and yeah, we may be in the top 20, but then when he cuts down to the top five, it's Tennessee's nowhere to be seen, and Tennessee just moves on and don't really follow up on the recruits, and then we focus on a three-star quarterback who may be going to like East Carolina. And I'm not trying to bash any past quarterbacks, but that's what has happened. Well, the last 15 years is not really fully captivating on some of these stars. And I understand, stars really don't mean nothing. You still got to play on the field. But this is a huge opportunity for a game changer to come along. Because the class of 2023, you got Nico, and you also got Arch Manning. Now, Arch Manning is not coming to Tennessee. We've already mentioned this before. I don't think he was ever in the running to come to Tennessee. Looks like he's choices between Alabama and Texas. But Tennessee didn't stop as far as, okay, well, we ain't going to get ours, so we'll get number 50 on the QB list. They were like, let's go get Nico. And like I said, Nico looks like a superstar. He looks like a guy that's going to be a face of college football when he's wherever he goes to. And I'm proud of Josh Heupel and his recruiting staff not giving up, going after Nico. Like I said, they took the picture of him in the Mercedes Jeep, and he's in the back, and Heupel's in the driver's seat. You saw Alice Golish and a couple other coaches out there in the tunnel at Neyland Stadium, and like I said, just that swagger and about him, not a bad swagger, but the swagger confidence in him, and just that laid back attitude. And I think that really can fit Josh Heupel's style. And we've looked at some of the more recent Tennessee superstars or major celebrities on campus as far as athletics go, with Kennedy Chandler on the basketball team, and Evan Russell on the baseball team, and Jake Rucker also on the baseball team. I think having a guy like Nico can put Tennessee as far as on the map and on the national radar goes. So we shall see how it goes. I hadn't heard when he's going to officially announce his commitment, but right now it seems like all the crystal ball predictions that you believe in him says he is coming to Tennessee, and it's going to be a game changer as far as how Tennessee goes in the next few years. Especially, like I said, I know we have Taven Jackson on the roster, but we talk about quarterback depth in that room. Having a guy like Nico and Taven Jackson, who's going to be that starting quarterback, I think probably Nico may have the upper hand eventually. Like I said, this is college football 2022 and NIL. I know people have different opinions on it, and I have opinions on it. But like I said, if Tennessee wants to be a serious contender as far as getting back to a national prominence, it starts with the QB position, and I think Nico. All right, that's going to wrap it up tonight for Vols Society Live. As I mentioned, don't forget, fill out a bracket right now on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Vols Society, and win an official SEC champion hat, the locker room hat, the same hat that the players wore when they won the SEC championship. It would be like the players just for going in there, filling out a bracket, and joining our Vols Society March Madness. So that's all the time we got. Matter of fact, I just got a notification from ESPN telling about bracket tips and stuff like that. So perfect opportunity to go do that. And enjoy the game tomorrow. Tennessee and Longwood 2:45 Eastern Time on CBS. Lady Vols play Saturday. If Disney wins round one, which we expect they should play sometime Saturday, tip-off time and TV channel to be determined later on. Like I said, that's going to wrap it up. We'll talk to y'all next Wednesday night. Talk some more March Madness and recapping what has happened so far. Like I said, don't forget, follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/UT Vols Society, in the official ACC Championship. Until then, this has been David Morrison saying good night and go Vols.